Hey you. I took a break for a week, but now I'm back, so let's jump right into this. I'll share with you 7 pro tips that I regularly use when I play DMZ that give me an edge over my opponents. First one being my favorite one. When you ride the helicopter, instead of sitting in it, jump on the side and stand on it. This will allow you to aim directly down and aim at lower angles that you otherwise could if you were sitting in it. This will make taking down opponents super easy by flying directly above them. Secondly, you can also move along the helicopter, making yourself an even harder target to hit. And lastly, if your pilot crashes by any chance, you won't even get damaged, whereas you would get instantly downed or even killed if you were inside the heli. The only downside to this is the fact that you can't really refuel the heli with a gas can, but at this point, you can easily just pass the gas can to the pilot of the heli or just sit inside and refuel it while in the air. Second tip I want to talk about is the advanced UAV and how to detect real players when using it. The most important thing to note here is that the bots will never move sideways unless they're in a fight, and even then it's uncommon. This knowledge gives you the advantage to immediately recognize enemy players. As you'll notice in the video, there's a solo player moving to the right and up, immediately giving away his position to us. Secondly, another easy giveaway are players far from you. Because the bots won't render above 150 meters, you can instantly recognize enemy players that are farther away from you. So by noting their position, you can either push or anticipate the rotation to avoid them. Thirdly, if the enemy has a stealth vest equipped, the advanced UAV will work like a normal UAV versus that player. So you will instantly see a red player marker, but you won't see his direction. So now that I've shared how to use this knowledge to your benefit, here are also the counters so you can increase your survivability when you hear the message, enemy advanced UAV is in the air. Best course of action to take when you hear this is to stand still if you're in a safe spot. Bots usually don't move, so this would be the best fake. If you do have to move, it's smart to do it by moving straight forward and only change direction when you stop. Do not move backwards or sideways because you will instantly be made. If you have the stealth vest though, this strategy is useless, so stay on the move and make yourself hard to catch. The advanced UAV lasts 60 seconds, so note the time when you heard the message and you'll know when you can start being aggressive again. The third tip is simple. When you're using ziplines, you can cut the zipline short by pressing the jump button. This allows you to play a bit more risky when pushing players on top of high buildings. With enough practice and good timing, you can use this technique to scout ahead or to trigger traps that campers set up without dying. Tip number 4 is about hostage rescue. You can solo pick up a hostage onto the car by lying down on the edge of the car and then picking him up. This is very useful when you are solo and have to carry the hostage long distances. Comes especially handy when using the truck because this is the only way you could get the hostage up from ground level. Just make sure the vehicle is large enough so you can also drop the hostage. Unfortunately, you can't drop it on every vehicle. On number 5, we have game knowledge. A lot of things fall into this category, but the biggest one that you should pay attention to is spawn points. It's very important to know where people spawn in the map. When you know this information, it's easier to predict the rotations and push teams or avoid them. Understanding rotations is quite complex though, and it's something where you will never be 100% right, because different players have different missions and different objectives. And going in depth on this subject would take too long for this video, so if you're interested about this, let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. Tip number 6, for all the missions that require you to take down operators with specific weapons, know that you don't have to down them with that weapon, as long as you can close the distance in time to finish them off with the weapon specified in the mission. This way you can use the weapon that's in the current meta to take down your opponent and then finish them off with the mission weapon. The risk here is that you will have to infill with 2 weapons, but at least you'll be on equal footing to your opponent, making it easier to take them down. A good example would be the Skull Slugs mission. The weapon isn't that good, so you take down the enemy with a meta weapon and then finish them off with the shotgun. At number 7, let's talk about missions that require 0 deaths. Some missions in the game require you to achieve certain goals without dying. These missions are quite easy with this simple trick. As soon as you get downed, simply leave the game before the opponent finishes you off. You will lose all your gear, but you won't lose the mission progress. And now you can just simply switch operators in the menu and you can infill again with full gear to continue the mission. Using this trick helped me do the mission like secure weapon cases without dying and 8 hunt contracts without dying with ease. That's the first 7 pro tips that I wanted to share with you guys. I saw that a lot of people like the tips and tricks videos for DMZ, but all those videos become irrelevant with new updates. So I wanted to create a video that would stay relevant for longer and would not immediately get destroyed by the new season. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.